Hi everyone, we're back. So now I want to let's go back and see how this goes. We're continuing, or we're about to kickstart our conversation on disabilities. So yeah, let's wait for everyone to come in. Hi Jide, wow, right on time. You're number one again. Celebrate you, fam. Special Dami, hello, welcome. Moonies, welcome again. Wow, y'all are right on time. 4:30, spot on. Hey Hobbs, welcome. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait for. Hi Taiwo. Wow, you guys, I just really appreciate you coming back. I'm just gonna wait for Team to come back online, come back live. Let me send a message. Just see. Let me just check a message here. So once he comes back, we're just gonna start. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm just waiting for Team to come up. We've done a little test run and it worked. So now it's time for the real deal. So I trust and hope and believe by God's grace that it's going to work. So yeah, because we're about to have a very interesting conversation. So this network, everything has to cooperate with what we're about to discuss. So yeah, like I said earlier, for those who are just joining us, we're going to be talking about disabilities today, living and overcoming the challenges of disabilities in our world today. And I was telling you the statistics that I saw online that shook me. We have in the entire world about 1 billion people are living with one sort of disability or the other, and that's a very large number, like 1 billion. Hi Tim Tokpa, welcome. So let's see if you can send me a request now so that we can just start. Yeah, so while I wait for Tim Tokpa to send me this request, which I believe everything will go on well now. Yeah, 1 billion people, yeah, I saw online. And I was like, wow, that's a very large number. And of course, some of the challenges that, there was a highlight of the challenges that people with special needs face, and is a lot. Okay, so Tamtaka, just let me know how it's going now. You can just drop a message, or you can send a request, whichever one works. How is it going? Are you able to send a request now? How's it going over there? Let me know. So I had to change my device. So in my head, I'm like, is it the device change? I thought I was using a better device for this. Or should I just go back to my regular stores? Okay, but let me hear what Timtokwe has to say first. Then I would know what we can or we will finally do. So Timtokwe, are you able to send me a request? Or you're not? Let me know. Awesome. It's like Timtokwe coming live. It's like we're going live. Let me just breathe first. Let's see happen. Yay! Hi, Timmy Topper. Do you want to turn your camera? Because you're like this.
Hold on one second.
Yeah, you want to turn the angle.
Yeah, hold on.
You're like this, actually, not like this, like this. So I'm just holding on. Awesome stuff. Yeah, so you want to just bend it a little bit so that we can see your face. Yeah, awesome. Welcome to the top. Finally, we made it. The devil is a liar. Thank you so much first for agreeing to be on my live. Like Ife Talks, thank you so much for being here. I don't know, is it me? I feel like you're not. I feel like maybe you're too close. Yeah, or you want to bring the camera a bit down. Yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, awesome. This works perfectly well. Thank you so much for being here. I am so glad that you are finally here. Like, welcome, Timmy Tokwe. Thank you for accepting. Thank you for your time. I don't take it for granted because I know you're a very busy person. All right, guys. So Temitope is here. Just say welcome to Temitope. Let's just show Temitope some love. Let's welcome him the Fed Talks way, because today we're going to talk about something very interesting. And I'm so excited that Temitope has accepted to do this with us, to talk to us, to share with us, to educate us. We're going to learn from him. He's going to learn from us. It's just going to be a beautiful time, and I'm super, super excited about all that we're going to be talking about today. Okay, guys. So, like I said earlier, we're going to be talking about living and overcoming the challenges of disability in the world today. And I said I went online, I saw a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to go into that because I've already explained what I saw to you guys. I'm just going to hit it straight up. So Temitope, welcome again. Okay, great, you're back. So maybe I should introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself. Tell us who Temitope is, what you do, and all that. Let's just know you first before we go into the gist of the day.
My name is Temitope. I work with kids with special needs, so I have a master's in human resource, and I have a couple of fellowships, which include Mandela Washington Fellow, which was under Barack Obama. So basically, I work with kids with special needs and with an NGO. That's all.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much. I'm trying to pin the topic for the sake of those who will be joining in later, so that everybody can just catch up with what we're talking about today. Just please give me a second. I did this earlier, but because of the fact that we had to start afresh. Okay. And I want to be talking to you and not be distracted. I'm almost done. Thank you so much for your time. Okay. I think I'm there now. Welcome everyone. Welcome to everyone who's just joining us. Yeah, we're talking about disabilities. Yep. Awesome. Yeah, got it. So Temitope, awesome. So thank you for being here one more time. Right. So I think the first place to start is maybe you should tell us about the special needs, because I know people are very careful with the choice of words. Disabilities, okay, to say disabilities, or should we say special needs? So just maybe you should just give us a background so at least we know what yours is and what happened. I mean, what led to it and all that. Let's just have like a background of Temitope.
Oh, you mean the background of me or the background of what disability is?
Yeah. So I mean, your own, specifically to you now, not general.
Okay. I was born with cerebral palsy, which is a disorder that affects the ability to move and to maintain balance and posture. So basically, when you put 10 people down with special needs, with cerebral palsy, it affects them in 10 different ways. So there's no one or two definition to the causes. So it's you could have like 1,000 or 1 million causes. So it's not like there's a specific cause for cerebral palsy. So and it affects people in different ways. Some it affects them both with their body posture and their mental cognition. So and some people are lucky enough to just affect their body postures, which I fall under. So I'm just one of the few lucky ones who is able to be affected by only the posture and who is lucky enough to get educated and all that. So basically that's what CP is all about.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So cerebral palsy, if I got you right, is a condition that affects like the balance and the ability of the person to be stable in their movements and their posture, right? And then for some people it affects them mentally, while some people it's just the physical part of their bodies it affects, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So when you say it affects them mentally, does it mean like they won't be able to understand or grasp things?
Like like I said, it varies. So at the point when you have severe cerebral palsy, then you might not be able to couple with the fact of the body movement, which is affected as well. So those I don't like to say this, but to give people better understanding as to a layman understanding, those are the ones that you see that brings out speed from their mouth.
Okay.
So, so I'm trying to go to a layman understanding,
Yeah.
which obviously I shouldn't go to that for, but I mean, since I'm talking to all kind of people,
Yeah.
so for them to have the knowledge about what I'm saying, so those are the ones that bring speed from their mouth, which they can't really control.
Right.
So those are the severe ones. So that's why I use it. So basically,
Wow.
that's how I use for them.
Awesome.
So someone couple with the body movement, they won't be able to really do something so far. So,
Okay, well, great. Thank you for that. So, for those who it just affects them physically, but they're able to, read, go to school, and all that, do they need help moving around, or are they able to walk on their own?
yeah, like I said, it affects people differently. So there's no like one or there's no correct answers. Like for, for people, for me, I could move, but I still sometimes need a little bit assistance. But it doesn't mean it doesn't mean I have to use the wheelchair or I have to use the walking stick. No, but some people have to go in a wheelchair, so it affects them. It affects people differently. So I won't be able to give you yes or no answers to that. So I can only share light on the whole process. So that's how it is.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you so much for that. So, you grew up in, or you're in Nigeria. You grew up in Nigeria, right? That is, you had your background growth in Nigeria. How was growing up for you like? How was it like growing up in school, family? How was that like for you?
Well, I lived all my life in Lagos, so I mean, growing up was challenging. Growing up was different from a regular from a regular child on the block. So in school, I had to go through three different schools before I got accepted into one. So you could see how challenging that was because at the point the owner of the school said she doesn't want me to associate with kids so that their parents won't take their child away from the school. So as a young as a young boy, you understand like I was at the age of 6 and 7. So even till now I can always remember that statement. So growing up was kind of difficult, being bullied in school, bullied around. So I mean, but but like I said, so far it affects people differently. Then people have the ability to resist or respond things in a different way.
Mm.
So for me, it was challenging. I mean, it's still challenging, but I mean, I'm a grown man, so I don't see things in that direction anymore. So I just intend to live my life and do whatever I do.
Wow. So, I mean, getting rejected because, I mean, it's really sad that, somebody will say that kind of thing, especially when there are basic requirements to accept people into schools. Like, if they can read and write, I mean, for you to have had your master's, that means that by God's grace, there's some wisdom that you have. And if they were not going to judge you based on academics and they were going to judge you based on what they were seeing, that's just, I feel really bad. I can just imagine how it would have been then, right? So, when you say bullying, right, what were the students doing exactly? Like, do you want to give some few examples or things you can remember?
Don't I mean, you understand they are not used to you, so they see you differently. They intend to laugh at you, spit at you,
Wow.
who push you away. Sometimes they put their leg on the road so you could just slip and fall and they laugh. So I mean, basically that's what young kids do because they really, really don't have that orientation and they don't have that mentality that these things are not the way it's supposed to be. You understand?
Yeah.
I don't understand how it is, but it's quite different when when because your parents as well are not even educated about this situation. So their parents as well just see like, okay, don't play with this kid, this child, don't move with this set of people. So you can't really 100% blame these kids because they are young, they don't know. So the older ones that were supposed to educate them, they feel like at the end of the day, they feel like you are being caused by one god of the land or your parents have used you for money ritual. If you're fortunate enough to come from a well-to-do family, so they go to that direction that your parents have used it for money ritual. But if you are if you
Yeah.
are not from the rich family, they intend to go to the direction that the gods of the land have caused your parent. That's why they gave back to you in this kind of way. So I mean,
Wow.
it's it's two different narratives that at
Yeah.
the end of the day you need people to change because I mean if your parent I mean disability he does not know like he does not know gender, he does not know race, he does not know if you are poor or if you are rich and all that. So you are lucky enough to be from an average or an average family which is doing okay, then but if you're on the other side, then it's just about luck, and you can't change that. That's the point.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. So just a quick one. This did you go to a public school or a private school?
No, I went to a private school.
Private school.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah, I went to a private
Okay. Great. So I asked because I'm trying to see how. I mean, the schools you attempted to go to, right, that were rejecting, were they also private schools?
Yeah, yeah, they were. I mean,
Private
they
schools.
were. Growing up for me, there was like literally, literally, really, there was public school around my area, but I mean, there was no like inclusive public school. It was just normal regular schools. But I went to a private school though, so
Awesome.
what school?
Awesome. So now you just explained some of the challenges that you faced. The outright we don't want you, and then the bullying and all the other stuff could have happened. How does this make you feel as a person? What was going through your mind while you were growing up, while all these things were happening around you? What was going through your mind?
Well, I was, while I was growing up, I was young, so I was yeah. Sometimes it gets really, really like giving up. Like okay, okay, there's no point. Like, well, I mean, I've got like I've got good family and I've got like good friends, so at the end of the day, I'm always around my circle. So that kept me going and pushing till I could eventually gain like more and more confidence. So, but at the point when I go out, then I get all these negative vibes and negative things. Then as long as I get to my neighborhood, then I just I just switch like okay, I'm back home. Everybody in my neighborhood knows me, so it was really, really fun. And in school, growing up, I've got like some kind of friends that they accept me for who I am. So we all moved together. So it wasn't really, really like it was difficult, but I mean at the point then I just get into the situation by myself.
Wow. Wow. So I think my next question will be on family. What was it like in family? Well, how were your parents? How were they like? Your siblings? You know, the family kind of support. How was family life like? I mean, school, yes, because children are different. Some of them will do talk to you anyhow and all that. But with family, how was family like?
Well, for me, I I can only say I have one of the best amazing family. Like my dad was awesome. My late mom was awesome. So I've got two older ones which they are more or less like my backbone, and I've got like friend-turned family. So I could always see that. So I've got like a couple of them. So they are like my family. So, so for me, family was like everything. So, for if I like I always tell people who have kids with special needs, like I can only tell them that you should be everything to your child or to your daughter. I mean, to your son or daughter. So, at the end of the day, if the family don't accept you for who you are, then the outside world don't even don't even like you. So it get complicated when the outside world don't like you and your family don't like you. So that's when you go into depression and all that. Then you see people like they lock their children up in the house. So at the end of the day, feeling like they are they are a disgrace to the family, which they were supposed to celebrate their children or their child or daughter. They've got so they are supposed to celebrate them to make them feel like, okay, yeah,
Okay.
they can do it. So that's fine.
Awesome, awesome. Wow, I'm very happy and excited that at least you have a support system, a good support system in terms of family. So I'm going to go back to school, right? While studying in school, class, and all that, did you get any sort of preferential? Maybe that's not the word I should use. Like, maybe while other students have 2 hours to write an exam, was there any special preparation for you or for anybody with special needs in your school, or are people just treated like the same way, or was there some sort of leverage or privilege that you had in school in Nigeria?
No, I was treated like a regular child. Like I did regular exam. I used regular time, which was not supposed to be. But I've got some. I would say I've got some crazy teachers who want me to fail. So who wants me to like okay, like repeat the class. So I mean, all my life I've just been regular. So my take is if I could go through all this regular process and at the end of the day, why don't you why do you not see people like me like we can't do the job? That's
Mm,
the question. So why allow us go through like regular school? We
yeah.
did regular exam. You are not fair enough to give like 10 minutes extra time. You didn't give nothing at the end of the day. So at the end of this whole process, like 6 years, 6 years, 4 years, I mean some 5, some 6, because you have to do the same regular jam or regular
Yeah.
entry exam.
Yeah.
So why at the end of the day, why turn your back and say they can't do this job? So that's the question.
Mm, mm. Wow, my God, that is such a very valid point. I mean, and it's so true because if we are going to allow people with special needs go through the same, I'm even sad that they didn't give you extra time because, like you're very right. It's not supposed to be like they're supposed to at least have, because based on the fact that what is going on automatically slows down your natural process. So at least you should have a little bit of time advantage because people should know. And I'm just thinking,
Because
is it
why
that there's a
did you
knowledge
fail?
gap?
No, because they want you to feel. That's the point. The system is designed that nothing good can come out from people like that have special needs. So that's the system. So as bitter as it may sound, but it's the truth. They want you to feel. They don't want you to do nothing. So at the end of the day, they just want you to be useless. That's why the whole structure, the whole system is designed like that. So at the end of the day, it's a structural problem. Sorry, it's a structural problem, and at the end of the day, it's a narrative. So which people need to change. So if because it's sometimes it's difficult to change people's perspective or the way they see life, but because it really falls down to the narrative. So they have this feeling that you can't make anything out of it. So why would we even give you the chance when we know that you're useless? So that's the point. That the whole situation is like that. So at the end of the day, it's designed like that. So we really want to make change, people like you, people like me, people like the rest of the people in the struggle that okay, they want to make change, then they have to change the narrative. That's the point.
Wow. Wow. I mean, gosh, I just feel like I just lost my life. I just became short of words. And I totally agree with what you just said. And then in my head, I'm thinking, how do we change the narrative? Because where does it even start from? Does it start from family, parents teaching their children that even if you see somebody with a special need, the person is still a human being and you should treat them normal? Or is it from the teachers, or is it from the school system? And letting people know that I feel very disappointed that schools will reject you when they haven't even tested to see if you have the capacity to handle school. Or is it the government? Because when I was going online, I saw that they said, oh, there are laws that against any sort of discrimination and stuff against people with special needs, but I don't think it's true. I think that there's still a lot of discrimination for people with special needs. I think there's a lot of discrimination, and hearing what you just said just further confirms that.
Yeah, I'm smiling because I just feel like, to be honest, I feel like I know maybe not really new, but I mean,
No, I get you. I know, because I'm
no.
surprised because even where I work, right, we have people with special needs, right, Jonathan. So, and then even in schools, right, even my son's school, there are children with special needs. So I'm just wondering why you will outrightly reject. And I like what you said. It just looks like the system is designed for people to fail because nobody believes in them. So, and I know that you are like an activist, like you're preaching this, and then you're like a representative for people that are with special needs. And what exactly do you do? What exactly do you do right now? And how has this helped so far? I didn't want to jump to this question, but I don't want to lose this line of thought.
Well, like I said, I work with an NGO, so we try to empower children with special needs. So it might be through education, it might be through skill development program whereby they can be able to learn. Those ones that can be educated, I won't say they can't do it because you might not be educated, but you can still be trainable. So there's difference between.
Okay.
So sorry, 1 second. So at the end of the day, that's where people get they feel like if you're not sorry, I have to bend my phone for a while. Is it okay?
No,
Is it okay?
it's not okay.
Because I'm trying to. I slept off, so I woke up very late. So
No, that's fine.
I didn't charge my phone.
Okay, you're trying to try. I can give you a second, I mean, so that you can just sort that out so you're not distracted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah.
to everybody who's just joining.
Can
Welcome. Been having
can you give me 1 second?
Okay, is it me? Can you hear me? Or is it before that's frozen? I think, is it me? Is it Tim Tokwe? I think he said something about his battery being low. Please let me know if you can hear me so that I'll know that it's not me or it is Tim Tokwe. Right. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me just know so that I get it. Okay, so Tim Tokwe is going to join us again. He's having battery issues. Guys, are you hearing what I'm hearing? Like, I'm heartbroken. Is it from the fact that and what he's saying is true, because really there's a lot of discrimination. I'm just wondering, thank God that he had fortunate parents that could send him to school and could send him even abroad, right? But what about those who don't have this opportunity? Like, why do people treat people so bad? And then, unfortunately, he's right. Those children in school, we can't blame them. If we parents, we adults, don't consciously let children know that you don't need to run away from this person. You don't need to run. This person is also a human being. Teach them how to be compassionate to people. Like, I felt really bad. And it's true, because even in schools, you see that children have the propensity to laugh at other children that maybe are not doing well in class. It's just natural. You came last, they're laughing. They laugh at people who don't look okay. There's just like already a roadblock, and then you just automatically look down on them. And that's how it is for disabilities. Like I said, over 1 billion people in the world, over 25 million people in Nigeria, and then we're looking down on them instead of us to see how we can help people. Good stuff is that there's some less privileged homes where a lot of attention is being placed on these children. People bring them gifts, people, Christmas, Easter, you see people, just going to, support them. But I trust you. Please, you have me all day. No, we're not going to be here all day. We're going to be here just like an hour, right? So, I mean, it's fine. I totally understand that you want to charge and all that. We'll just wait a little bit for you. So yeah, what was I saying something, right? Yeah, so people go give gifts and all that stuff and all that. But what about those that people are not even seeing and cannot be reached? What can we do? How can we let people know that these guys are human beings like us? How can we let them know that we need to show people love? They're already going through a lot. Like, it's already a struggle. Like, you heard him when he was trying to explain what cerebral palsy is and the obvious challenges it already has to him as a person. It slows down their emotion. It's quite difficult for them to balance, and then you can already see even when they're talking, when they're walking, everything, they're quite slow and all that stuff. So you can already see the obvious challenges they have. So why do we human beings multiply the challenges that they are facing by causing them emotional and more physical pain? Why? I mean, I wish the whole world can hear this, so people can have a better perspective. We can train our children to do better. Teachers can have a better perspective. And it says something so valid. Why will you make them go through school, make them write exams, make them do the same thing everybody is doing, and at the end of the day, we will still not give them jobs? What's not the point? I mean, he even has a master's. So he has gone through all this education. They've spent money. Their parents have taken them to school and all that. And at the end of the day, there's so much discrimination. Online, they said that, if you discriminate against people with special needs, that you'll be fined and you go to jail, blah, blah, blah. The children in secondary school, who is jailing them? Who is fining them? The organizations that are not allowing them to work, who is jailing them? Who is fining them? These guys are going through a lot. The least that we can do is, if we encounter anyone, maybe in the workplace, in church, in our space, just the way we give privileges to pregnant women, that once you're a pregnant woman, automatically you want to help her, you want to assist her. Why can't we do the same thing for these guys? Somebody has problem with his movement. Somebody is still putting leg for him to fall. Then he will now struggle again to stand up. Wow. There's a lot of stuff to be done. There's a lot of stuff to be done. And I know that it starts from you and I. Before we even get to the government, me and you, what can we even do? How can we even start to make impact in our own space and our own place? How do we help our children to understand? How do we educate the teachers, the educators in schools, universities, institutions? How do we let there be test people? Can this person understand? Is this person able to be in a school? Or you can read and write, you can understand, okay, then that's fine. That should be the basis for admission into schools. Can the person do the work? Not how does the person look? Wow. So much to be said, so much that we can do, so much that we can go back with. And my heart is just, I don't even know how to explain how I feel right now. And there's still so much to talk about. But we're waiting for Temitope to come back because he has phone issues. Hopefully he'll be back with us shortly, and then we can, wrap this up. But I'd like to hear from you guys. Whatever you think, you can just drop it here, and then I'll genuinely love to read your comments on what you have heard so far. What you think that we can do better as individuals, as humans, as parents, as teachers, as anything, whatever capacity that you are, whatever it is that you do. Will you see somebody with a disability now, and the next thing you want to do is to shut them out and look down on them? Why can't we give people a chance? Why can't we make life more bearable for people, especially these guys that already have obvious challenges? Yes, Jude, I totally agree with you. There's a lot that needs to be done, but what exactly? From my own perspective, I feel like it starts from us. The education needs to be done. We need to also train our children to understand. We need schools to know. Don't shut people out. Don't tell them not to come to your school. Because you will also, why will parents say that they will withdraw their children from school if somebody with a special need is there? That's a very derogatory statement, and it's totally unfair. Particularly with creating enlightenment programs for youth from primary, secondary school, I totally agree. I totally agree. Like, we need to organize like empowerment programs, just go to schools, let people know that this thing is real. And if you have people like that around you, you should even support them, read with them, encourage them, push them, how they can cope, because they're already going through a lot. Some of them are sad, they're depressed, they're frustrated. While some of them, like Temitope said, some of them are lucky to be from good families. Sometimes even the family of that person is not even helping matters. The home where that person is from is not helping matters. The person's home, there's no support, there's no internal support. And you know that internal support is more important than external support. If your family directly is not giving you the support that you need, it's already like a struggle. Tommy says, in Sena climate, people that are disabled are made top priority in everything. Exactly. And that's where we're getting to with Temitope, right? Because he did his secondary and primary school in Nigeria, but he had the privilege to do his university education and his master's in the UK. And then, that's where we're going to. That's the next part of this conversation that we're getting to. There's a difference. And I totally agree with you, Tommy. Nigerians need to be sensitized. Like, we need to be sensitized. There are a lot of advocacy this, advocacy that. What are they doing? How come the gist hasn't gotten to where it should get to? People should go to schools, because that's where students are, and that's where these guys are mingling with other children. By the time you educate the children, they don't go back to their homes and tell their parents that, oh, daddy, mommy, this is what we were taught in school today. Blah, 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 blah. They said that we should love and blah, blah, whatever it is that you're going to tell them. And then we even correct their parents' wrong notion. So yes, it's just Nigeria. Because I agree with you, abroad, they make them priority. They give them preference. They give them extra time during exams because they are slower. So how will you give me 2 hours and give them 2 hours? Like Tintova said, it's a system that is designed to make them fail because they believe that nothing good can come out of them. Wow. Wow. Like, wow. I mean, I feel so sad. I feel so bad about this. I wish that, I mean, I really wish that, I mean, there's just a lot that we can do. People need to go out there and let people know that they are human beings like you and I. Yes, Munirat, they're human beings like you and I. And the least that we can do is just to make life more bearable for them and not look down on them. Like, he went to school, he has a master's. That means that he has wisdom. Wisdom, don't leave me. Yeah. Wow. It's amazing. Oh my God. I mean, I wish I can just say all the story, but I mean, I don't want to say the story. Besides, they are being disregarded. That's the thing. That's the word. And I like that. Like, once you, and you know, I think it's just a mindset thing. The moment you see somebody, maybe the person has Down syndrome, maybe the person cannot walk properly, or there's just one impairment or the other, automatically, except people who are learned, people who have understanding, there's like already a mental shutdown that, oh, what does this one want to do? This one cannot do the job. And this one cannot know anything. It's just a complete disregard. Even when we're having deep conversations, you see that people will not want to hear what they have to say. You see that they don't have sense. It's only when there's a mental impairment, that's when we can understand that they won't be able to engage in intellectual conversations because their cognitive capacity is affected. But if there's no mental situation, it means that they can think. It means that they can talk. It means that they can read and write. And yep, the little is back. Woo-hoo. I am super excited, super elated. I'm about to get to the juice of the conversation now. So that. Ntokwe, welcome back. We super missed you. We missed you. I missed you. Thank you for coming back.
Sorry, I had to chat for a little bit.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. So, I mean, I was just trying to, you know, reiterate some of the things that you had already brilliantly said. Okay, and then, so my next question very quickly. I mean, you had your primary, secondary education in Nigeria, and you did your university and master's abroad. Now, what is the difference like?
I did part of my uni in Nigeria. So I went to a polytechnic anyway. So okay. I did my HND in Lagos. So okay. I had to complete in the UK. Then I did my master's.
And your master's in the UK. Okay, awesome stuff. So, how, in terms of how people are being treated, people with disabilities have been treated in Nigeria and abroad. I mean, you've experienced both worlds. What can you say about what's the difference? How was it like when you traveled out? What was the difference?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of difference, to be honest. You can't really compare the two countries together, you understand? So you have a system where it's designed for you to fail, and you have the other system where it's designed for you to excel, to become whatever you want to become. So in as much as you are willing to do whatever you want to do, then at the end of the day, you would be successful because there is no limitation. So in school they'll give you all the right equipment you need. So before your exam, and basically before, even in class, if you want your equipment in class that will help you to study, so then it's fine. They will give you whatever you need at the end of the day. So even if you've got like dyslexia, so and they give you extra classes, extra whatever to be. I mean, to help you to catch up with wherever you're lacking. So at the end of the day, even if you don't feel like reading or for the exam, I mean, you could always they can always have someone for you that will sit down beside you. Then you could always tell the person like, okay, I want right, I'm a boy, I'm going to school. Then the person will be writing for you. That's how flexible it is. And on the other hand, if you've got phobia for people when you're writing exam, then you see like if you have phobia for people, then they'll put you in a room by yourself with the camera to be able to do your exam. So at the point that I did one exam like that, I was the only one in the room because I just wanted, not because I got phobia, but I just wanted to test the system if it's truly working as they say. So I requested for a room and I was given a room all by myself with a camera. So, and I did my exam.
Wow,
So
this is amazing. A system that works. Like they literally suit the lifestyle. I mean, they do everything to suit your kind of person, your lifestyle. It is so individualized.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it suits whatever disability that you have. So if you've got hearing impairment, if you've got a visual impairment, if you've got cerebral palsy, if you have dyslexia, if you have all kind of disability that you have. I mean, at the end of the day, they would make reasonable adjustment for you, and that would help you to suit your class or your exam to just make life easier for you, not being like not making life so difficult like Nigeria. So at the point, so it's two different ways. So how can you, for example, in Nigeria, how can you have a school that is for disabled people and the school does not have ramp? They they made the school to be staircase.
Wow.
And I'm like, how do you expect someone on a wheelchair to be able to go up the classroom?
Yeah.
Well, like I said earlier on, this structure is designed for you to fail. That's the problem. And basically that's the problem with Nigeria. The structure is designed not for 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 majority of people not to excel. So that's how you see that people just intend not to be able to do stuff, not because they can't do it, but when you're on a wheelchair and you have a structure that like a building, for example, a bank that is not accessible. How do you expect somebody to go into the bank? Basically, you design the whole ideology and your whole narrative and mentality is just about these people can't have money to put in the bank. So why should they come?
Wow.
So, so same way you design in schools, like okay, they won't get a job at the end of the day. Why waste your money?
Wow, this is such a very valid point. So, oh gosh, what do you think, based on your time there, what do you think is the reason why? Is it from a place of, do they do some sort of orientation for people? How do people just know how to react? How are they able to do these things that they do? Like, how do they ensure that you're not looked down on? People just naturally do the right thing. They're not trying to make bully you or stuff like that. What do you think is the difference between the system over there and system over here, that everybody's on the lines and they just know how to adjust to suit different disabilities?
The law,
What you say?
law, the law,
The
the law
law.
works. The law works. The
Mm.
law, the law doesn't work home in Nigeria. But the law works in somewhat. So if you if you discriminate against someone because he's disabled, then the law will catch up on you.
Um,
because he's going to be able to prove.
Mm.
So at the point, if I'm in school, for example, then I'm going to write an exam, and I don't need to remind them that I should be given maybe 10 or 20 minutes extra time. I don't need to, because I want them not to even give me. You understand? So I don't need to tell them that, okay, am I going to get extra time? No. I just want them not to even give me the extra time. Then the law will catch up on the school. Because
Oh my God. Are you trying to set a trap for this school?
no, I'm saying that you don't even need to remind them, because
I get you.
At the end of the day, the law will catch up on them, because the person in question is going to lay a claim that he's being discriminated against. For example, I say I need a computer. They say no, use your hand. Of course, the person is going to use his hand if he can. But at the end of the day, the law is going to catch up on them. So, but here in Nigeria, there's no law.
Yeah.
So who are you going to owe?
Yeah, there's no law.
At the end of the day, it all falls down to the structure, the way it's designed from scratch.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with you. Totally agree. I mean, it just shows that there's a lot of work to be done. And do you really think that? What do you think about the future of people with special needs in Nigeria? What do you really think? I mean, what are your concerns for them? I mean, yeah, we have laws. Did I agree? Because I actually saw that there's a law, and then
of course you have law. You have paper law. So
yeah, we have paper law, but it's not just being followed exactly.
Yeah, there's two types of law. There's paper law, and there's law that's into effect. So they have all this law to suit the United Nations narrative. Oh, we've got laws, we've got this as well. So it's just about everything is just about paper law to suit the UN narrative. I mean, a law that is not if your law is not in effect, if a law is not in effect with that, how is it a law? Anybody can break it with no consequence. So at the end of the day, that's why you see them, the so-called elite, they go on everything, police this, police that, and when they get to country like UK, US, they carry their bag by themselves. Because
amazing.
You're not going to say
a very valid point. And then, I mean, that brings me to my next question. What do you see as the future of the people with special needs in Nigeria? What do you think is the future of Nigeria for this type of role? I mean, what are your concerns or your fears or your thoughts about it?
Well, for me, I see a little bit of future where people like you, people like me, people like the rest of people in the struggle, or people like they are really concerned about this situation, that then they keep on advocating, and at the end of the day, they make like one of you or the rest get into decision making or policy making scheme, then maybe they can make the right policy and find out the whole situation to get better. But in as much as it's gonna be individual doing this work, then it's just gonna be like it's just gonna be on a low scale, because in as much as it's gonna be individual, you are just gonna be trying to empower just people individually, because you can't make a policy. I can't make a policy. I can only lobby for change. So in as much as they don't have their own people in government.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people in government that I mean is people that share their ideology, people that share their pain. It might not be someone with special needs 100%.
Yeah.
So it might just be someone who has a child with special needs, or who has a family with special needs, or who is concerned about all this situation. So if you have that kind of person in their struggle in the political post, maybe they would make laws that will be effective. Then maybe if people see like one or two great companies paying the result of discriminating against someone that is able to do the work, then maybe there will be a little bit of change starting from there in employment. And also, and in day-to-day life, you have to encourage people to bring their child out, let them mix, let people see them.
Yeah.
Because the more you see people with special needs, the more you intend to change your narrative about them. Because you get if you are mixed with them and all that, then you wouldn't see anything wrong with this person or this person or this person. I mean, as much as you don't see that, you wouldn't feel like you are pitying the person. Because that's one of the narrative that a lot of people have. Oh my show, oh my show. I mean, there's nothing to shame there. There's nothing like that. So it's just about life. You can't change the situation.
Yeah.
So why do you have to run under the pity game? All you need to do is just to encourage this person, give him the right equipment, show him the person love, and I mean at the end of the day, he's going to be able to do the job if he's capable. I'm not saying employ everybody with special needs. No. Some are not capable of doing the job. Some are trainable.
True.
Then put them in training. The honest truth is, our system, like I said, is designed to fail. Because at the point, we all can be educated. Some are trainable. Some go to school. So it doesn't mean if you go to school, you are better than someone that is trainable. Because whatever he does in training, I might not be able to do it. So it's better than me in that part of his life. And I might be able to go to school, get all the degree, get all these things, but I won't be able to fix a car.
Right.
So what makes me think that I'm better than the person that's fixing my car?
Right.
So at the end of the day, if the structure is designed, if you can't go to school, then you can be trainable. Then if you can't be trainable, then the system should be like, okay, you get some benefit at the end of the month. But we have a porous system where nothing works. That's the reality. So we have to face our reality on ground. Not like other country reality. So it's our reality, nothing works. So that's how it's gonna be very, very difficult and very difficult to change.
I'm
We
definitely
can
going
change
to
the
do a post
narrative.
on this. I'm going to take my time to do a write-up on this because this is so important, and everybody has a role to play. Every one of us, we all have a role to play to ensure that this discrimination stops. And like you said, it's not a pity thing.
At the end of the
Provide
day,
the system and the
hold
enabling environment.
on. At the end of the day, it can't stop 100%.
Yeah.
But you can reduce it to the minimum. So you can, to be honest, you can't stop even in Western world. It
Yeah.
can't really stop.
Yeah.
But at the point you can always reduce it.
I like that.
Better
Awesome.
than
Awesome. Wow. So I mean, this has been such an enlightening one, and I think I want to ask. So, what is your motivation? I mean, what has been pushing you so far to be better, to get more, as in to just, I mean, you've done your masters, you're working with children. I mean, trying to, I mean, with an NGO that specializes with people with special needs. What is your drive? What's pushing you to continue?
because I because at the end of the day, I always am responsible for myself. So if I don't make something my out of my life, then nobody's gonna make something out of it. So we are all responsible for ourselves at the point in life. So when I was young, then I felt like okay, I've got older ones. I don't want to do nothing. But I mean, at the end of the day, there was one day my sister said, "Look, I'm gonna get married. I'll go. Your brother is gonna get married. He's gonna go. Then one day, your mom is gonna die. Your dad is gonna die. Then at the end of the day, what will you become?"
Mm.
So that was really got to me and changed my life around. So at the point you have to know that at the end of the day, you are responsible for your action. You are responsible for
Mm.
yourself. So in as much as it's difficult, I know it's difficult, really, because I've been through the whole situation. I've been through the whole scenario. So I can always tell you it's very difficult to overcome. It's not like so easy. So now people see me, now people think, oh, he was so rosy. No, it was never. It was extra hard. The
Mm.
thing was that
Mm.
the discrimination was real and it's still real. So the the low the low self the self-esteem killer was real because
I'm going to ask you
when
something
you
about
get
that, but I want you to finish.
because when you get bullied all the time, when everything is all negative around you, then you intend to you intend to always feel like you are not worth anything in life.
Right.
So then you feel like okay, maybe I should just end it all. Maybe I should just go and rest. Maybe I should just commit suicide. So so I wouldn't say it's not real. I wouldn't say it has never I wouldn't say it has never come through my mind at one point in life.
Mm.
So if I stand here today and I say, it has never come through my mind. I'm all strong. I'm all super. That's all lie, and that's all fake. So at the point the process at the point there has always been a time like okay, I just want to go rest. I just want to end it all. Like let me just go rest. I'm tired of all this life. Well, I mean, at the point you look at it like maybe because I always say because it is me because I can't really speak for the whole 25 million.
Of
So,
course.
exactly. But I can only advise or say one or two things. So because my own kind of person that I am like I'm a go-getter. I'm like I don't give up at the end of the day. Even if everything goes really bad. Like I feel like if there are people doing this thing then I should be able to do something as well. So
Mm.
so that's one of my own motivation. And my family and my friends, like I can always I've got I had good friends, I have strong family, couple of friends. So, so, so at the end of the day, they kept pushing me and pushing me. So Then I have to push them. My mom was like one of my backbone before she died. So she kept pushing me like you have to do it. And I kept moving. So our advice parents push their children if they got special needs and never to leave them alone. I never feel like they can become something in life. That's the whole situation where most people get it wrong. They feel like their child is not worth living and not worth investing on. Then they leave that child and they invest on others. Whereas you can invest on both.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Because I was going to ask you that were there times, because you just answered it anyway, were there times where you felt like, just giving up your self-esteem and, all those times, but were there times that you were frustrated? And how did you come out of those times? How did you get your self-esteem back? How were you able to, get your self-confidence and self-worth back? How were you able to overcome the frustration? What were these practical? Because I'm just thinking about people who currently are going through stuff right now. Some people with special needs, some with not with, and then they're at that point they're like, nothing good can come out of me. Let's just end it. What were the practical steps that we're rounding up now? What were the practical steps that you took that helped you to get your esteem, your confidence, your worth, your strength, your energy, and all that? How did you get all that back?
For me, it was three questions, and to me, it doesn't really have to be for you have special needs or not. But ask yourself this question, like, because I asked myself, like, okay, was I there? Was I there before I was born? No. So, can I question God? No. Is it my fault that I was born with cerebral palsy? No. Is it my parents' fault? I said no. Then at the end of the day, who are you to blame? Nobody. So if you realize that some things are just the way God wants it to be, like maybe your story is going to be always be a testimony to other people. Or maybe your life is your true life, your journey is going to be like a motivation to others. The present situation might not just be because of this. It might just be just because God wants you to go through this process to be able to deliver just one person. So at the end of the day, you have nothing. You can't just blame anybody. That's just the point. Because I can't blame anybody. I can't blame my parents. I can't blame God, and I can't blame myself.
Wow.
So, for me, when I realized there's nobody to blame, then I have to push. Because if I don't push, then I'll be able to blame myself when I grow old. When I die, then I realize that okay, what did you contribute to life? Nothing. Then who are you blaming? You blame yourself because you didn't do nothing. That's just the point. It wasn't about the situation. Yeah, the situation was there, but you never give up. So for you not giving up at that point, so why didn't you push further? So that's the situation.
Wow, great stuff. Thank you so much, Timmy Tokwe. My God, this has been such value for our time. Like, I have had such a great time having this conversation with you, and you have literally opened our minds to deeper things about this issue on disabilities. And I totally salute and celebrate you. I like you have brought about a shift. Don't pity, don't, it's not a pity thing, because there's nothing that you can change, right? They're normal people. Just provide systems that will enable them to thrive and do well. Wow, I totally
Everybody,
salute your courage.
everybody is normal. Just
Yeah.
the thing I tell people is, what's your definition of being normal?
Exactly.
Because for me, I'm normal because
Yeah.
this is the only way. This is the only way I know how to work. This
Yeah.
is the only way I've been working all my
Yeah.
life. So for me, it's normal.
That's normal.
So it all depends on the definition of normal. So
Yeah.
I intend to. People always say you don't work normal, and I ask like, what is normal?
What is normal?
What's
Yeah.
the definition of normal? So just because you define your own definition as normal, like okay, yeah, the way you work is normal, then what makes you think the way I work is not normal?
Mm.
Because you are not me. So why would you speak for me at the end of the day?
Amazing. Very true.
So that's the point. People like you, people like me, people like others, then you should, in as much as you are trying to educate them, then I know a lot of people will intend to change their narrative and their perspective over the issues about or people with special needs. So because at the end of the day, they say, okay, they say these people are not normal, but they go to normal school. They have they they write normal exams.
Mm.
They do normal work.
Mm.
They have normal girlfriend. They get married to normal people. They they live a normal life. They drive normal car. They go on a normal they go on a normal plane with you people. They want me to think they're not normal.
Mm. Amazing.
You know?
Amazing. I like that
You
line of thought. I totally like
know?
that line of thought. That is the only way. Everybody is normal in their own way. Everything everybody's doing is the normal way they can and should be doing it.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Just like me, just like me telling someone you are ugly. What makes it what makes what gives me the right to tell someone is that okay, you are ugly, you are not fine. Well, she's married or he's married.
Yeah.
Eh, and the husband said, and the husband or wife would say, maybe you are very beautiful. You look amazing. And I'll tell the person is ugly. It's just a mindset. So
Mindset.
I just thought the people need to change their mindset and change the narrative about all this situation. So
Yeah.
people like I mean, kudos, keep on doing the work and all that. So people like me, people like others, we try to educate people and get them to change their life. Because I tell people, I tell people, okay, you think you're better off at this point. What if you become 50, what if you become 60, 70 and you start using a wheelchair?
As in, as in.
So how would you now go into that your bank that you have kept all your money while you were young? Like you should have done the right thing. You didn't go. It's not affecting me. I am normal. These people are abnormal, and these people are but they need pity. But at the end of the day, when you become 75, 76, or 70, or even you going home, then you get into an accident, they have to chop off one leg, and then you start using the wheelchair. So,
That's an automatic
eh,
disability. I totally agree with you,
so,
Temitope, and what you
so
said, 100% correct.
exactly. So at that point, you're abnormal too. So
Mm.
what are you going to do to fix it? Even if you buy post, even if you buy what do they call it? This leg, it's not
Yeah,
your real leg.
yeah, I get you.
It's still artificial. Even when you start working, people will know because you. So at the point you're abnormal as well. So it's better to change the narrative now, and it's better to fix the structure now. So because it might be you, it might be the next person, it might be nobody knows. But just because people are not being affected now, it
Mm,
doesn't mean it doesn't mean you might
yeah,
not be affected in the future.
yeah, I get you.
So
I
that,
totally get you. Amazing stuff. Well, thank you so much, Temitope. Thank you. This has been such an enlightening session because I feel like a lot of people need to hear this. A lot of people, for special needs or no special needs, everybody needs to hear this. And the change starts with me and you. Everyone on this stream, everyone that will come back to hear it, people around us, our family members, students in schools, teachers, organizers, everybody needs to hear this conversation. This was such an awesome time. I want to seriously thank you, Temitope. Thank you so much for being here. Our time is far gone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being so open. And I'm so happy and excited that you did not allow what the world would seemingly have tagged as something to stop you. You have, with so much determination and energy, continue to do you, be better, be a voice. I mean, gain what you can gain, and I'm totally challenged by the things that you have shared, the things that you have achieved, what you have done, and that's what happens. People will be looking at this one, but they are doing great stuff. You that you think that you are normal, what are you doing with your life? Well, thank you so much, Temitope. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for your engaging and for your engagement and all that. You guys made this totally worth it. I really do hope that very soon we'll have another session like this again. Thank you all for joining Effect Talks. Effect Talks is an online show that airs once a month. We talk about different things. We talk about everything, as long as you add value to life, as long as it can change humanity and impact people positively, marriage, relationship, children, bills, anything, business, finance, failure, starting over. There's nothing we don't talk about here as long as it will add value to you. So you can follow the page, for different sessions that will come up. We're going to be here again next month. I will sit down to do like a little write-up on what I've learned today from Temitope, things that people need to know, things that people need to go and tell their friends, things that people need to go and share with others. And it was such an enlightening session. Thank you so much, Temitope. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining and coming out. To come your way again next month. I look forward to seeing you all in November. Remember to follow, share, like, and then let's just encourage and engage whatever goes on here. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Tim Tokwe. I would be talking to you privately. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Totally appreciate you all. Bye, everybody, and bye, Tim Tokwe.
all right, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.